There it is. How we doing? How we doing, Chad? How we doing, board of directors? How are we doing, board of directors? All right, so look, there's three big things I want to cover. The first thing is Monday and Tuesday of this week. Yes, we didn't get to go live, but we're going to keep, you guys, I mean, if you've been hanging out in the chat, you know the deal. We're going to keep streaming. I don't care if this takes a month, 3 months, 6, however long Pump Fun is going to let us stream. The plan remains for the Pump Fun stream, for the board of directors. So just want to say that to kick this off for the people that watch these later. Yeah, God, the beginning of this week, man. There's stages, and you know what's crazy is right now it doesn't even feel like that much of a bull market. Like things aren't particularly bullish, right? It's not like we have coins going up left and right. Gold and stocks are basically doing well. And crypto is kind of trading like a giant scam. But that being said, the beginning of, I was going to pull up a chart. These things are just, it is so ugly. Hold on, let me pull this up. I mean, it is like, oh, it's just so ugly how these look. Let me pull this up. The beginning of this week was just trying to figure out, I mean, I just sound like a broken record, but I do like to give you, I like to keep you guys updated as I'm still just like, as I swim upstream and just try to get everything back online. Doing an okay job. I'm definitely not happy with how fast everything's taking in terms of podcasts and everything else. I know there's some people that are like, that watch the stream too. And there's also some Chads that show up every single time I stream. I fucking love you guys. And can kind of see the bigger vision. Who the hell knows if I can pull it off, but we'll see. But anyways, I know some people are like, dude, it's just a podcast. Invite people. We got to get more episodes. You got to get live streams going on Twitter. And it is just the amount of moving parts, I think, that are required to like tie together YouTube, a podcast, a stream, and just like be all in the know, be in the mix, be crushing. It is just, it's hard to get all those things just humming along right away. But anyways, that's what I was battling with. Plus, it was the start of the synthetics trading competition, which I just absolutely nuked the first 48 hours. There was an issue. We'll talk about that too, but there was an issue with my account. Hopefully they give me like 5 or 10K back that I can trade with. Because I do want to do some live trading. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to actually share the platform. But if I'm allowed to share the platform, if you guys are allowed to see it, the synthetics trading competition, they're giving away $1 million, and there's 100 of us trading, trying to be in first. I have almost $0 left in the account. About halfway through, we are getting airdropped another amount, so I'm still in the mix. I'm still in the competition. clip001 is in the lead. He's up like 4x. Basically, it's a competition of like who can lever up trading this. Trading just absolute dog shit. I mean, the Bitcoin moves right now are like up 5%, down 5%, chop for 5 days, up 5%. It's like we're trading in 2018, 2019 again. It's like BitMEX chop. But the game on there is basically who can hit a home run trade. Crypto001, I think he's up like 4x on the account, like 150K or something. So you're trading the worst conditions, and you have to use insanely high leverage and just try to catch a big win. And he's absolutely crushing, and that's what I did. And the market absolutely nuked. So we're gonna have to run it back in a week or two and see if we can make a real run at it. But that launching, and then the other big thing, I hinted at it in the last stream. The side project that I've been working on, juggling that is probably giving me the biggest difficulty, and hopefully, I'm kind of crossing my fingers that we can make it happen. For those of you guys who missed it, I shared what I've been cooking up. And if this thing does go live, I think one of the coolest things would be to share it with you guys here first. Let's see if I can pull this up so you can see it. Can you guys see this? I've been building this platform for prediction markets, for Polymarket, for Kalshi. And it's just basically the fastest way, the best way that you can see what profitable traders are trading. It's like order flow basically, if you had a scanner that was always looking at insiders and what the most profitable traders, like this guy who makes, he's up $2 million, just constantly seeing what they're betting on. So if you want to copy trade them, if you want to look at the Bitcoin up and down contracts, if you want to look at sports, all that, and then one-click trading. So I've been building that in the background, and that is taking just an ungodly amount of time. The thing is I just really, I'm going to have to pass that off to a dev, and I'm just trying to hopefully I can just team up with someone and pass that off to a dev. We'll see. If not, then I'm just going to have to completely abandon that project. But that combined with just the beginning of this week and being on like 5 different calls to kind of, as I kickstart the show and hopefully build out a team again too. Oh my God, dude. Anyways, long way to say we're going to be streaming the rest of the week. I know Monday is usually when we kick off the week. We're doing it on Wednesday today, but it is what it is. So the things I want to look at today for the board of directors, or anyone that's watching this later, or if anyone's in the chat, they're actually I think there's kind of 3, there's 3 interesting things in the crypto market right now. Everything else is like kind of, in my opinion, not worth focusing on. Especially for you guys here, or for anyone that's been on Pump Fund. I think one of the most interesting developments, and just trying to track, like, from a meme coin perspective for Pump Fund, and then also the streaming perspective. Like, what is this platform going to be? How are things evolving? I know that, like, you look at most streamer coins or most meme coins or whatever it is, anything on Pump Fund and the numbers are down. That's just how it is. All coins are just down. Meme coins are just down. Is what it is. But looking at, like, one of the craziest developments was this. I don't know if you guys know Tim Draper, but I'm just trying to kind of keep track of, if my thesis is still Pump Fund making millions of dollars every single day still somehow in this market, buying back their token, and they're just spending so much time, effort, it seems like resources on just like all in on still making this a streaming platform. And like, I know that it seems contrarian. It seems like most people kind of don't really believe in it right now and what Pump Fund's doing, but they're grinding up something. I don't know what it is. They just launched like a second one. I think it's called dev.fund or ICM.fund, but they're definitely cooking up something, and the airdrop potentially still on the way. And so I'm just trying to track of like, what is, are they still committed to this? Is this still going to be a streaming platform? How's all that going to shape up? And I think one of the most interesting data points, as you just look at like, who's streaming, are there more users? Are they going to make money from this? This was absolutely insane. I don't know if you guys saw this or if you're familiar. Tim Draper, one of the biggest crypto investors, like ever since crypto's been around, billionaire, not Michael Saylor status, but this dude has billions. Also, Adam Draper does insanely well with his VC fund. I think they also have like an incubator. It's kind of like Y Combinator. But Tim Draper comes out and starts streaming on Pump Fund. And if you read this, so he said, for the audience engaged, we'll be sharing the Draper TV exclusive rewards. I spent my career investing in disruptors from Bitcoin to Tesla to Skype because I believe innovation thrives at the edges. Web3 is one of those edges. As the first investor in Twitch, bro, the very first investor in live streaming ever on Twitch is now investing and streaming on Pump. Now, I don't know if he's an investor in Pump, like the equity. Like, I don't know if they have that kind of player. Maybe he just owns the token. This is wild, like absolutely insane. The token's doing decent. I think it's up at like 5 mil. It's not crazy yet. Let's see what it is. Oh, it's 7 mil. That's actually decent. It's actually decent. Here's what, like this to me, it still is. It reminds me of like that first week on Pump Fund where we had the very early kind of insane experiments. People were like, I'm going to take all the fees and we're just going to give it to charity. Or like the bag work guys, we're going to go viral every single week and see what we do. Like, this feels just like another one of those experiments. Who the hell knows what actually happens? Like, I don't know I don't really know what Draper TV was before this. I've watched some of it. It kind of seems like they were basically just doing like Meet the Drapers. I guess it's like a kind of like a VC tech reality TV show. But this is kind of wild. Like, regardless of what he streams here, this combined with Laura Shin, I think so far, like, two of the most interesting experiments. It gives me a ton of ideas as I'm like still thinking about like how this is gonna work. Like, if I did do a show Monday, Wednesday, Friday on top of doing the live podcast, like, this is just another data point, in my opinion, legitimizing that this will be a streaming platform for like the foreseeable future, and it makes sense to keep streaming. So this was really, really cool to see. Now, all that being said, I know that Pump Fun streaming, I know that meme coins, all that are they're just so dead right now. There's no way around it. Meme coins and Pump Fun are just like, people just aren't playing that game. I'm going to see if I can find a chart. What is cool to see is actually Pump Fun is beating BNB again, or Binance Chain. So like, more tokens are already happening again on Pump Fun. I mean, the trenches are still not in a good spot, but like, it's undeniable that if you are launching meme coins, if you're trading on chain, if you're playing that game for streaming and streaming coins as well, it still is all happening on Pump Fun. It doesn't mean it's bullish right now, but all that is still happening. So that was just a super cool data point. Here's the biggest thing that I'm still trying to wrestle with in my head, being bullish on Pump Fun, because I think if any crypto company can make it mainstream as like an app that challenges incumbents, and I'm talking about like, you know, if you a Poly Market, I think they'll be bigger than any sportsbook, any casino, whatever it is. Like, that's already basically happening. Like, that's almost solidified, especially with some of the recent news about casinos using them on the back end. Like, that's huge, right? Like, just trying to think of a couple crypto verticals that could do that. I think Pump Fun's actually in a unique category there where they could, right? They could be a legit streaming company, a legit streaming platform that competes with a Twitch, with a Kick, whatever else. I'm bullish on that side. Now, here's where I just don't really know what to think about Pump Fun. I'm super bullish on that side of Pump Fun. I don't know what the hell is going to happen to meme coins, though. Like, this is a concept that I just really don't know the answer to. And I shared this, and it was kind of a meme, kind of a joke, but like, crypto gaming and what's exciting in crypto, you know, each cycle, it kind of goes through a boom and a bust. Crypto keeps going up, but we have these games, these metas, right? We had BitMEX, we had DeFi, we had NFTs, then we had meme coins, and now it feels like prediction markets. I think that meme coins today are in a spot very, very similar to where like NFTs were in 2022, where they just went through by far the most explosive cycle. It was the best game in town. Things were going insane. You could make money just throwing random anything at meme coins. The issue with that is that it's like the trenches are so cooked, the trenches are so rocked that like, I think it just takes a while to cool off. And this was true in the DeFi trenches after, you know, the Uniswap. This was true in the NFT trenches. It doesn't mean that NFTs are dead or NFTs went away. Like, there's still people, there's still ways to trade NFTs. We come up with new ways to wrap them. We come up with new packages. There's still some projects that do well, yada, yada, yada. But they're definitely not in the state they were in a couple of years ago. Like, NFTs are just, I don't know if they'll ever get back to that level. They're always going to be a thing, but they're not the best game in town. They don't have as much interest. It's like, you know, outside of Kobe selling his NFT for 25 million, that stuff just doesn't happen anymore. And I think that meme coins are in that spot, right? So I'm still like, I think the data points, even if it's not bullish today, are still pointing to like this streaming thing, I think is way under appreciated, and the chance of it working on Pump Fun, I think, are way underpriced. Now, at the same time, I'm hyper bullish on Pump Fun for that. This is like more of a broadly meme coin thing. Like, there's still going to be meme coin plays. We're still going to have runners, but like the game needs to somehow change a little bit. And so I don't know really what Pump Fun